Dr. Hashem, we're doing Parashat Chukat. Though it's 2 parashot this week, but we're going to do Chukat. We're going to do the first one. And maybe speak a little bit. Maybe speak a little bit also about Balak. So let's see over here. Zot Chukat HaTorah. We're starting saying, זאת חוקת תורה שצווה השם לאמור, דבר בני ישראל ויקחו לך פרה אדומה תמימה אשר אין בה מום. So the Torah starts with taking a red heifer, a red cow, right? תמימה, completely red, right? אשר לא עלה עליה עול, she didn't carry anything, right? And then, what do you have to do with this cow? It's very hard to find one. From the time this mitzvah was given till today, there was only 9 cows found in the whole world, said the Midrash. And the 10th one is going to be Mot HaMashiach, right? So it's a very rare mitzvah. Every time they find one, unfortunately it gets puzzle, it gets red 2 hairs, she gets pregnant, or any. So, what do you have to do with this cow? What do you do with this para aduma? You take it, you burn it to ashes, complete ashes, right? And you use the ashes. You take the ashes, you mix it with spring water. It has to be Mayim Chaim, spring water, right? And you put it in containers, and they keep it in Bet HaMikdash, right? They keep it in Ba'yarot. And whoever gets impure with Tumat Met is under the same roof as with a dead body, right? So it's the most chumradik tuma, and it becomes impure for 7 days. So now there's a process of purification of 7 days. How? The person starts counting. First day, second day, third day. On the third day, he goes to a Kohen, and the Kohen would sprinkle him with those ashes mixed with the water. You would take Ezov, you would take like certain branches, he would sprinkle him, and the person will continue counting. Day number 4, day number 5, day number 6. On day number 7, he would come and sprinkle him again, and then he's tahor. He's pure, completely pure. Now he can come to Bet HaMikdash, he can do his sacrifices. Before that, he was not able to approach Bet HaMikdash. So, this is the mitzvah in this week's parasha, starting our parasha. Yalkut Shimoni, right? The Yalkut Shimoni brings down that, as we know, sometimes Goyim also learn. Sometimes Goyim also learn the Torah, right? So there was a non-Jew, he was reading this parsha. That's why one of the fasts in the Jewish calendar is Asara B'Tevet, the 10th of Tevet. In the 10th of Tevet, one of the Greek kings, Talmus, right, Talmai, right, he forced the Jews to translate the Torah into Greek. And there was a big miracle. He took 70 Zekenim, elderies, and put them in 70 different rooms. So he wanted to make sure, right? And there was a big miracle when they came out. With the translation, all the 70 were identical, though they even changed few places of translation. It was identical. So it's a nes. Why are you fasting? The reason we're fasting is because now the Goyim have access to the Torah, and they can explain things the way they want. Like you find many people, they take our Torah and they make all kinds of explanations with it. So this Kuti, this Goy, he read this Parashat Chukat, and he comes to Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, and he's asking him a question. He told him, I read the Parasha of Para Aduma, the way you take a red cow, you have to find a red cow, right? You know, in magic, in witchcraft, they use black cats. And not some black cats. It has to be a black cat, but black cat, right? Look at the Gemara, right? Yeah, right. Brachot, right? The Gemara says if you want to see mazikim, if you want to see demons, you have to find a black cat, daughter of a black cat, and she's the firstborn, and that's how you burn it into ashes. You burn it, and you put the ashes under your eyelids over here, right? And you'll be able to see demons. And the Gemara has warned you, Abaya did it and almost lost his mind, right? So you better watch out not to do it. But you see a concept like this by non-Jews, by witchcraft, right? So he came to him, he says, what, you Jews also do those things? So you use red cows. We use black cats, but you use black cows? Wow. I didn't think Jews have access to these things, right? So he told them, Ma'aseh Kshafim, right? And no more of that, he said, this is used to see demons, but you use it, okay? You say, oh, the guy was with a dead body in a house. He became impure. He says, who says he became impure? Where do you get this thing? Where do you get, right? And then you say, oh, you have to take the impurity out of him. So you have to do this whole process of the red cow. He told them, Maze, well, what's those things? You really believe in those things? We taught Jews a little bit more higher level, right? So Rabbi Yochanan told him, listen, what would you guys do if somebody got ruach tzadzit? Ruach tzadzit means he became like he lost his mind. And he starts speaking shtiot, he starts spitting. Basically as like he's possessed by a demon, right? What would you do? So he told them, Rabbi Yochanan told him, don't you use certain herbs and you make like a smoke out of them and you make the person go over it and smell it and be under the smoke, right? And then what do you see? Oh, you see that the demon leaves the guy and the guy comes back to be normal. You also do that. So why are you asking us? Why are you asking us on Torah? You also have the same thing by you, right? So he told him, okay, chazak u'baruch. So the guy says, okay, I accept, I understand. Okay, so you have also those concepts by you. Says the Midrash, after the guy left, אמרו לו תלמידיו לרבי יוחנן, the תלמידים came to Rabbi Yochanan, Rabbeinu. You can tell this story to him. He would buy it. But to us, it's really, what he asked is a good question. Is it like witchcraft? What is it exactly, the whole thing of para aduma, right? So he told them, מה אתה משיב לנו? אמר להם, חייכם, לא המת מטמא, ולא המים מטהרים. It's not, there's no such thing that dead body gets impure, a person impure. There's no such thing going to the mikveh and becoming pure, right? This whole thing, חוקה, חקקתי, גזרה, גזרתי, ואין לכם רשות לרדת אחריי. Don't ask questions. Don't ask questions. Who said that the dead body is impurifying a person for 7 days? Hashem. Why? We don't know. How does it work? Why, if you touch a dead mouse or a dead iguana, you'll become impure for the day? And if you under the roof with the same body, 7 days, right? And if you touch certain things, you won't become impure bechlal. Who decides those days and the numbers and the impurity? Chukah hakakti. Those are chukot. Those are laws given by Hashem. אין לך רשות לאחריי. Don't even start investigating and trying to understand. There's no explanation. Just do what I say. That's what Hashem said. That's what Rabbi Yochanan is answering his students. Right? He's answering his students. יפה. So now, באמת, one of the wisest men ever existed on earth, King Solomon. Even the Goyim says there was no such chokhmah in the world like King Solomon, right? He wanted to get into it. He wanted to investigate. He says, okay, maybe for normal people, they won't be able to grasp it. But me, Shlomo HaMelech, that I have all the chokhmot of the world, I can access anything in the world I want. He says, Chakarti, I started to go into it and investigate, says Shlomo HaMelech, Urchokai mimeni. I didn't even start to grasp what it is all about. It's so far from me that my knowledge doesn't even reach this level. Shlomo HaMelech, Chacham mikol adam, the wisest man on earth, says those type of laws, rechoka, rachok, you cannot even access it. You cannot even understand, not even grasp. No, there's no explanation to those things, right? So we see, right, Shlomo HaMelech wanted, but he himself confirms what Rabbi Yochanan says. Chukah hakakti. That's something that Hashem decreed, and this is how you have to respect, right? What does it come to teach us? What is the Torah trying to teach us? The Torah is trying to teach don't access Torah with a mind saying, I want to understand. If I don't understand, I don't do. I have to understand what I'm doing, right? Why do netilat yadayim? Why I have to do this? No. You don't do things because you understand. You do things because Hashem decreed. Sometimes there is a logic to it, sometimes there is other explanations to it, and sometimes there's no explanation, but you have to do it as a gzera, as a chok. And I'll give you an example. The Gemara says that the Chachmei Israel, the rabbis of Israel, one time they gathered and they said, hey, we have a problem. The Choshen, the pectoral, the Choshen Mishpat is missing a stone. We have to get the stone. And they heard there was a goy, right? There was a goy, he had exactly the stone they needed. So right away they say, let's go, let's buy it. Any price. They went over to him to buy it. And unfortunately, at that moment, he was sleeping. So they talked to his son. And they said to the son, listen, we came to buy the stone from your father, so wake him up. He said, I'm not waking up my father. He says, listen, we'll pay any price. We're not here to discuss whatever your father's going to... He says, I'm not waking up my father. Kibud avim. Listen, my father is sleeping, he's tired, right? Yeah, it's the middle of the day, but I'm not waking up my father. So they left. They left. The year after, Hashem rewarded him. This guy. What did he reward him? He lost money because they came to buy the stone. So Hashem gave him para aduma in his herd. Red cow. And when Chachamim heard that, wow, para aduma, they came and they said, what's the price? He says, give me the same price you were willing to pay for the stone last year. Whatever you were willing to pay for the stone last year, didn't come to get it, so eventually you got somewhere else. So give me the same price. Okay. Comes the Marsha and he's asking a question. Tell me, what does the Gemara want to teach us? What is the limud? That a goy did kibud avayim, maybe more even than a yid? That's what the Gemara is trying to teach us. And tell me, there's no one did kibud avayim more than this goy? Devan ben Netina, no one did more?
So he lost money.
Right? Lost money?
He thought that he lost.
So I saw one of the explanations they said, there's many, the Marsha says that Bidyuk, the Gemara, you know what the Gemara teaching us? The Jew would pay any price for a mitzvah. Some people say, oh, kosher meat is so expensive. Oh, kosher food is so expensive. Oh, Gemara is teaching you, they were willing to pay any price. For a mitzvah, you pay any price. For Shabbos, for Yom Tov, for anything, you pay price. You don't question. This is what you have to do. You have to do. So you buy it. It's expensive. If Hashem says you have to honor Shabbat with chalot, with this is the price. This is the price. That's it. You don't ask question. With etrog, this is the etrog. Mudar. You don't ask question. This is the Marsha. But I saw another beautiful explanation. I saw an explanation. They say, no, you know why Hashem rewarded him with the red cow? Why didn't Hashem reward him with something else? Or make it that the Chachmei Israel would come back a second time and buy the stone from him. Why dafka para aduma? What was the message? And who was the message for? For the goy, for the Jews, for who? So I saw an explanation yesterday. They say like this. The message was, this goy didn't wake up his father. Why? Kibud avayim. Out of logic. He says, my father is tired. My father, he worked the whole, I cannot wake him up, Yeah, there's a lot of money involved. But my father, logic says that my father wouldn't like it when I wake him up now, right? Logic. Comes Hashem and he rewards this goy with a para aduma. To say, if a Jew would do kibud avayim, he would do it like para aduma. Which means no logic. Why do you respect your parents? Not because you love them, you care about them, or because akarat hatov, like the Minchas Chinuch says, you have to respect your parents. Akarat hatov, they brought you to this world. They raised you up to the age of certain age till you get married, right? No. You respect your parents because it's a chok. The whole Torah is a chok. So the message was to the goy. You didn't wake up your father because of kibud avayim, kibud avayim because of logic, because you didn't want to bother your father. Am Israel is going to come by the para aduma. For them, what you did is like para aduma, the chok. And this is how it's supposed to do any mitzvah, right? So they say, so the Rav Ezrachi says, Mordechai Ezrachi says the following. He says, when you go to a doctor, you don't feel good. You go to a doctor, and he gives you antibiotics. do you start questioning the doctor? Why these antibiotics? There's so many antibiotics out there. Why dafka this? Why dafka this? And do you start questioning the pharmacist? Why you put this amount of this product in the antibiotics and this? Do you start? And why do I have to take 1 pill a day or 2 pills a day or 3 pills a day? Why, when you go to a doctor, you don't ask questions? He gives you a medicine, you don't ask questions. You know why? Because you saw so many people got this medicine and they got well, right? Sometimes certain medicine wouldn't work, so they will change it, right? But it became already part of teva, part of the nature of the things, right? So something became part of the nature of the things. You don't ask questions, right? But when it comes to paraduma, letaher, to purify a person from tumat met, how do you see tumat met? Could you touch tumat met? Do you feel the person is impure? Like, if a person is impure, like, do you see it on him? Could you feel it? No. It's just telling you, this person touched it, was under the same roof with that body, cannot come to Bet HaMikdash. He has to purify himself. What is this? Where does it? So comes Rabbi Yochanan and says, that's exactly. The same way you wouldn't ask a doctor, why is this? Why? Because this is, right? And question, who made it originally that this medicine should work for such and such thing? Like if somebody has fever, Tylenol, Advil works. If somebody has the strep, amoxicillin will help. Somebody has this. Who made those rules? Like, where did it come from? Okay, doctors give it, but let's trace it back. Let's go all the way back to Bria Sa'olam. Who did it? Who put it in the Bria? HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu put it, right? So no one's going to ask how, why, because this is what Hashem decided. If a person has this and this, right, problem, he takes this herb, takes this medicine, he takes this syrup, he takes this pill, and he's going to cure. You don't ask questions. Doctors just use what Hashem decreed. So everything is decreed from Hashem. So the same way you wouldn't ask a question on the decree, why it works, why does this medicine work? What do you mean why? It's a chok. Hashem put it in the Bria as a chok. You don't ask questions? That's how you're supposed to approach it. I want to show you an interesting Gemara. The Gemara is in Sukkah. I remember I heard it once many years ago, maybe 25 years ago, Rabbi Peretz, Rabbi Michal Peretz. He said he brought this Gemara, and it's exactly the subject we're learning now. He says like this, means the subject means the what are we talking about now? There's a Gemara over there. It says there was Amar Ayabu. Ayabu is a Mora. Ayabu. Ava kaimna kameh de Rabbi Lazar bar Tzadok. I was in front of Rabbi Lazar bar Tzadok. Ata lekameh hu gavra, and a man came to ask a question. So Rabbi Lazar bar Tzadok is one of the big chachamim. As a man coming to ask a question. What is the question? Amar le karyata itli. You know that I own a village? I own a whole village, is mine. And there's people living in the village and everything. Karmaya itli. But you know, in the village, I have a vineyard. Not one, I have vineyards. And then zetaya itli. And I have orchards of olives. What are you coming for the rabbi for? Okay, what do you want? So he says, listen. Atu b'nei karyata umkashkeshim bekarmaya. You know what happens? The people of the village work for me. I own the village. Next to the village, I have orchards. I have vineyards, and the people of the village work for me. They work over there, and now ve'ochlin bezitaya. And as their pay, they get to take fruits home, to eat and take home. So they take olives home. From olives, you can do a lot of things. You can make olives to eat. You can make olive oil. You can sell the olive oil. You can get some money for that. And that's how I pay them. I pay them with fruits. So what's the question? What's the question? So he told him, arich or lo arich? Am I doing the right thing or not? So the Gemara, just before explained, the Gemara is dealing with the sabbatical year, Shvit. So basically, he's paying them on the sabbatical year with the fruits. Right? Which is efker normally, right? You're not allowed to sell fruits. So basically, what's happening? They're working for him, and he's paying to them. How does he pay them? With the fruits. So it comes out he doesn't have to pay money. He's using the fruits which are hefker, right, disowned at that year to pay the workers. Arich or lo arich? Rabbi, is it allowed to do this or not? Amar le ito lo arich. It's not the right way. Shavik ve'azil. The guy went away. Listen to the next piece of the Gemara. Amar says, Rabbi Elazar ben Shammua, Bar Tzadok, sorry, Rabbi Elazar ben Tzadok, I live in this land, I live in this place, Avadairi bara 40 shana. I live in this place 40 years. And people come ask me questions. People come ask me, Basar bechalav, Nida, this, that. People ask me questions. Velo chamiti barnish me'alech be'orchan detaknan kedin. I never saw a tzaddik that came to ask a question like this guy. מה הוא שאל? What did he ask? He asked, I have fruits, I pay. I never saw a tzaddik like this. Tov? The Gemara continues, one more line. As he said that, the man comes back. He comes back, Adar, ועתה ואמר להם, מה יביא? Okay, Rabbi, what should I do? How do I fix the problem? I asked you, you told me you cannot do that. Okay, what should I do? So he told them like this, Afker zitaya, be mafkir the zetim, the olives, the grapes, means disown them. Afker zitaya, lechasuchaya, to poor people, veten pritaya, lekashkushe kram. And use money, take money and pay them. They cannot work for you and get from the fruits. The fruits has been disowned. Anybody, any poor person can come and take them. And basically, if they work for you, you have to pay them with your money. And that's the story. The question is, what was so great that he said, 40 years I'm in this place, no one came to ask me a she'ela like this tzaddik. This man is a tzaddik. So if somebody comes to ask you, Rabbi, basar bechalav nafali and I don't know, shishim and shishim, is not a tzaddik? If a lady comes with a ketem, Rabbi, I don't know, this ketem, this stain of nida, not nida, she's a tzaddiket. Wow, what was so great about this person? So the rabbi said, Rabbi Chilal Peres, he said, when he asked the rabbi, arich lemebad lachi or lo arich, is it good what I'm doing or not? And the rabbi told them, lo arich, ma hu asa? What did he do? He left right away. What another person would have done? Listen, Rabbi, maybe there's a Tosfot somewhere, maybe there's a Shach somewhere, maybe there's Magen Avraham. Oh, I read the other day, there was a Rav Pa'alim, I read the Bia Omer, he has a tshuva, that maybe we can compare it. He left. The rabbi told him no, he left. And that's what happens a lot of times. Some people come to a rabbi, what do? They tell the rabbi already the answer that they want to hear. Oh, Rabbi, I heard if basar bechalav was in a pot, and it was a ceramic pot, So what do you say, Rabbi? What? You told the rabbi already what you want to hear. So what do you want the rabbi to say, right? This guy asked yes or no, and the rabbi said no, he left. The proof, he came back to ask, okay, so what do I do next? Right? But when he heard the no, he didn't even try to argue. He could have asked on the spot, okay, so what do I do? Right? He didn't. And the reason he left is Rabbi Elazar ben Tzadok knew he's going to come back to ask. But he was amazed the way he left. Why did he leave? In order not to ask questions. He made sure not to ask questions. So what did he do? Oh, הרב אמר לא, זה לא. That's it. נגמר סיפור. אני הולך. I'm going. I'm going to come and the second time to ask the rabbi, what should I do? But first of all, I got no as an answer. No is an answer. Some people don't understand no is an answer. They don't know that no can be an answer. Yes or no, and the rabbi said no. No is an answer. חוקה חקקתי, גזירה גזרתי, אין לך רשות לערער אחריי. When somebody tells you no, is a no. So it's like a chok. Take it like a chok. Don't start asking questions, why, maybe. Now, you can go home and look in Sfarim, and right? But you know what you should do? You should leave the place. Leave. Don't stay arguing with the rabbi. You ask the rabbi a question, the rabbi says no, go home. Once you go home, open books, look at it, and then come the next time to the rabbi and say, oh, rabbi, I read this and this. What do you say? But on the spot, accept what the rabbi told you. And that was what Rabbi Eliezer Bat Tzadok was so amazed by the person that he left right away without asking questions. What do I do next? I'm going to ask another time. First of all, naaseh v'nishma. And that's exactly naaseh v'nishma. That's for sure. Once it's a decree, right? It's a gzera, right? So to tell you, the para aduma, yes, we don't have para aduma. We had only 9 till today. We're waiting for the 10th one to come, Bezrat Hashem, with Mashiach, right? With Mashiach, right? But para aduma is a lesson. It's not only for the mitzvah, right? It's not only for the mitzvah of para aduma. It's a lesson. What's the lesson? For anything in the Torah, take it like a chok. Kibud avayim, basar b'chalav. Anything that you do, why do I do it? Because Hashem asked me to do it. The Torah asked me to do it, so I do it. And I don't ask questions. You could ask questions, you could learn, you could argue, yeah? But first, learn to accept. Once you accept, then you can ask your questions. But some people, as I said, when they come, they don't ask a question, they ask an answer. They're looking for the same answer that they want to hear, right? And if it doesn't fit them, they go to another rabbi to ask him, right? So that's para aduma. Chukah hakakti, gzera gazarti. אין לך רשות לרחי. Don't ask questions. So that's why to the goy, when he came to ask about the para aduma, what Rabbi Yochanan says? Oh, you also do those witchcraft business, right? You also do these things. Because the goy, you have to understand. If he doesn't understand, he's not going to accept any answer, right? But when the Talmidim ask Rabbi Yochanan what he told them, chok. The Torah is a chok. Don't ask questions. So to tell you, Rabotai, this is, right, as Bnei Torah, we're supposed to learn to listen. We also, sometimes we have questions, we ask Gdolim and we try it, right? But also when they come to you, right? So when somebody comes to you and starts arguing, the first thing to tell them is, okay, this is the halakha. You want to argue with Shulchan Aruch? Yeah, deal with it. Sometimes you have to be straightforward, you know? Now, you tell him, this is the halakha. Are you going to do it or not? If he starts to argue, don't even waste your time. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time with him. But if the guy really, you see, he wants to understand. So you told him, are you going to, this is the halakha, are you going to do it? Yes. Rabbi, I just said, okay. After you can discuss with him, show him, learn with him, whatever you want. But first to see the nechonut, to see the person is willing to accept. If he's willing to accept, there is what to talk about. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen.